Hello, we're so happy to have you join us today. I'm Louann Fulmer here with Andrew McNair, and we are celebrating our 100th show, Andrew. I'm so excited.
Woo!
And Happy New Year, too, right?
I know.
All starting out. And so real quick, resolutions we know are easy to make, but even easier to break. So we're going to look ahead. We're going to think about some practical goals for this new year. You can probably use some guidance on maybe creating and sticking to your financial goals. So here's the phone number we want you to take down right now, 800-848-8768, 800-848-8768. You may call Andrew and his team for a complimentary discovery visit. Go in and see them, okay? And if maybe you're not ready to go in, you can make a phone call and talk to them. Ask them your questions. Something comes up on our show today that you're thinking about. Give them a call. They're offering a 15-minute complimentary appointment as well over the phone. And also find us online anytime at swan-capital.com, swan-capital.com. And Andrew, I just want to say congratulations on your 100th show. I'm so proud of you.
I know. It's so exciting.
So exciting. And let's just bring in our new listeners because we have we're broadening our reach now, and we have some more radio stations that we are on now.
I know. I'm so excited for people to hear it. We have a lot of great messages to share.
We do, kicking off our new year with some brand new listeners and our old listeners as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and Happy New Year. All right, so I got to ask you if you have any New Year's resolutions for 2022.
Me and Natasha actually do. We have talked about doing more road trips in 2022.
Ooh.
We have such a beautiful country, and we haven't seen all the states yet. So it's actually a perfect New Year's resolution because I'm excited to do it, and I don't see why we can't.
Are you going to try to do it in 1 year or just start?
I don't know about it all.
Yeah.
I've seen probably 25, maybe 28 states, but we still have a lot more to go, especially in the Northeast.
Oh, that's a great goal. You know, my dad was an elementary school principal, so every summer we had our summers off for probably 2 months for sure. He did. And so we would take these 3-week-long vacations all by car. And
Wow.
I saw a lot, too. I saw a lot of our country, but I want to do it again. I love those road trips. So that's
Absolutely.
awesome. That's a great resolution or goal. A lot of Americans, we know millions of Americans set resolutions every year, but they don't really have high hopes of achieving those goals, which is kind of funny. Why would you set it? 23 million of Americans don't believe they're going to meet those goals. How important is it to set a goal that's actually attainable?
Oh, I think it's imperative. I think it's important to set goals, especially ones that are attainable. I mean, as they say, if you don't set goals and you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. And it's like getting in a car, if this was your life, and taking a Sunday drive. And that might work for some people. It wouldn't work for me because, I want to go in the direction that God made me to go in with my life. So I think goals are important because they keep you on that purpose-driven life. And you want to make sure they're attainable so that you have some joy along the way that you're making progress.
Right. Yeah, I love that. We do talk about New Year's resolutions every year at this time. Sometimes, though, they are short-sighted. How do you help someone focus more on their long-term goals instead, Andrew?
Well, when it comes to investing, I tell people if you're only focusing on statements and if you only have statements, that's not focusing on long-term goals. That's the difference between, planning and then sometimes just gambling. If you're just looking at your statements and that's all you have, that's investment forms of good intentions. See, a financial plan contains long-term goals, such as what year am I going to retire? How much money do I want to have every month for retirement? How much can I afford to splurge on those bucket list items and those road trips? That's what a financial plan is all about, is having these long-term goals into one cohesive plan that ties in estate planning to tax planning to the investments. They should all be tied into one cohesive plan.
Right. That's what you guys focus on all the time. And I love that you help retirees kind of get all their goals together and strategies and help them. Now, it's very easy to feel motivated at the beginning of a new year. We're all pumped and excited, especially if we have like a fitness goal, right? And then we tend to get sidetracked along the way. We all know how that goes, The gyms are so busy in January and February, and then it starts to trail off by March. But you, as a financial advisor, especially for retirees, you act as an accountability partner when you're helping someone work towards those financial goals. Explain how you do that.
Well, think about in 2020, 2 years ago, it was very important to have someone in your corner. You see, no boxer would want to be boxing and have an empty corner behind them. Or worse, a friend or a spouse that when they made investment decisions, they actually chided them and said, man, you need to get better. No, we want someone in our corner that's going to encourage us, and that when the market takes pullbacks and has, volatility, which is to be expected in the stock market, we want someone in our corner, like an advisor, to actually tells us to run into the fear, to run into the storm, to buy while people are selling. And that's what we did for our clients in 2020. We recommended for many of them that they should take cash off the sidelines and invest while the market was down 20 to 30% in 2020. And we'll do that again when we have another market pullback, because I'm in their corner. And that's what you need going into 2022.
So let's talk about what we can do for our listeners today, here at the start of the new year.
Well, the first thing that we always offer is a sleep study. Now, if you're thinking sleep apnea equipment, absolutely not. So a sleep study is all about our mission here at Swan Capital. Our mission is to help families sleep well at night. And that's what Swan Capital stands for. That's our goal for every retiree. And so we start with a sleep study, which is basically a report card of your retirement readiness. Do you have all your legal documents? If not, that's okay. We'll give you a C, but we'll tell you how to get to an A, so that you have straight A's going into retirement to make sure that you're retirement ready. To take us up on that sleep study, all you have to do is give us a call at 1-800-848-8768. That's 1-800-848-8768, and we will meet with you 1 hour complimentary in our Pensacola office or our Daphne office.
And I want to give you the website, too. The website is swan-capital.com, swan-capital.com. And Andrew is offering you a hand up, okay, or a handout, well, not a handout, but just a guide, to be your guide, take your hand, help you along the way. Take advantage of this complimentary sleep study that Andrew and his team are offering you today. Of course, a plan with the goal of helping you sleep well at night. Wouldn't that be nice? As you start this new year. So thanks so much for joining us. This is Andrew McNair and What Your Money Would Say. So we're talking right now about our New Year's resolutions for 2022. And, sometimes as we have set goals, some priorities and goals change just because life happens. So how do you help someone make adjustments to their retirement plans, Andrew, when life throws them a curveball?
Well, this is the first thing that we cover in a review with every client, Louann, is we start every review with what major financial events do you foresee or are happening right now? And that's such an important question. If you're a do-it-yourself investor, you always need to be looking down the road 6 months, 1 year out, because if you're not in a financial event, you're going to see one soon. That's what I've realized. And so you need to have a plan, a financial plan that accommodates for those hiccups. And so when we build an income plan for each client, we put in there a little cushion. We don't run it down to the very last decimal point, because we know things are going to happen. The rugs are going to need to be replaced in retirement. The tires will wear out in retirement, and we got to make sure that you have a cushion in your income plan. And so when you build your retirement plan, make sure that if the income you need is $6,000 per month, make sure that you plan for that to be at least $6,500, because with prices increasing, with inflation, with these little things that can get us sidetracked, we want to make sure we're covered.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. So overplan, basically. I mean, give yourself a little cushion. Yeah. If you would look back on this past year, 2021, tell us what financial lessons we can take with us into this brand new year, 2022.
Absolutely. I will give you 4 things. The first thing is if you're 5 to 10 years out from retirement, make sure that you're maxing out your Roth 401k or your traditional 401k at work. So many times people are only putting in 10% when they could potentially give a lot more. We have families that have excess cash. Maybe they have $200,000 in a money market and savings, and really they only need about $50,000 for emergency funds. What we're doing is, and I know this sounds crazy, we're having them take half or 25% of their paycheck to put towards their 401k. Because if they're 5 to 10 years out from retirement, we're taking money that is taxable in the right hand and switching it to potentially tax-free accounts or tax-advantaged accounts, which is so much smarter walking into retirement. Number 2, if you have a spouse that's still working, or if you're still working part-time and you have earned income, even if it's only $3,000 a year, make sure that you're taking that $3,000 from another place like a money market or a brokerage account and make a Roth IRA contribution. Again, what you're doing is you're taking money that's taxable and you're shifting it to tax-free, which as the conversation about taxes heat up in 2022, you're going to want to be ahead of that curve. Number 3 that I want to talk about is making sure that you get all of your legal documents done. If you haven't done that this year, make that your New Year's resolution to get that will, get that power of attorney, and make sure that you have that last will and testament in place. Lastly, it's a perfect time at the beginning of the year to check your 401k allocations. Make sure that you don't have too much in a large company stocks. Make sure you're what we call capitalization diversified. So maybe some more in some small company stocks or mid-sized companies. Make sure that you're not taking too much risk. So make sure that you dial down your risk. And then make sure you're not too much into one sector. I just looked at someone's 401k literally yesterday, and it had 38% in technology. 38% of all of their money was in technology. If you had 38% of your money in the technology sector in 2000 in the dot-com crash, you wish you wouldn't have. So again, I highly encourage you to do those 4 things.
Awesome. Those are great tips. Great tips. Anything else you want to share with us? We're coming up on a break here, but is there anything else you want to share with us regarding a brand new year?
Sure. If you're going into retirement and you don't have an income plan and you're in retirement, maybe a few years already in, or you're 5 years out from retirement, make it your New Year's resolution to get an income plan in place. And what an income plan looks like is that you have all of your income mapped out from years 1 in retirement to year 20. And you say, how can you do that? Well, we do that by giving our money jobs, objectives, and we separate them into 3 buckets, years 1 through 5. 5 through 10, and 10 and beyond. And so if you don't have an income plan, take us up on our 1-hour complimentary visit that we call a discovery visit. It's a real light visit to make sure that we answer all the questions that you have about retirement, but also to make sure that you have that income plan. So give us a call at 1-800-848-8768. That's 1-800-848-8768.
And then, Andrew, also tell us how easy it is to find you, your location, please.
Yes, so we're in Pensacola in the downtown area, right at Balin and Gregory, right next to Palafox, if you ever go to the Palafox Market on Saturdays. And then Daphne, we're across from the police station, so we're a pretty safe place. We're across from the police station where Tzatziki's and the Southwest Moe's is.
Okay, very good. Well, I guess we just need to say again, Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you so much for joining our show.